and that's it. It sounds like
Yeah.
you're somewhat similar.
Yeah, we were. And like we do lots of workshops now. We go to gyms and we tell everybody we spent 6 months wasting our own time. Basically, we trained totally wrong. We basically did a Hyrox every weekend for like 6 months, thinking that this was going to progress us, and it didn't progress us 1 second. And only when we actually sat down then and started thinking we got to break everything down individually, break all the stations down like you would a run. So you train long, slow stuff, you train fast stuff, you train the zone 2 or whatever type of stuff, endurance stuff. And that's when we started seeing actual gains in the thing, and the things were starting to move forward. And Hyrox had to keep their company going, basically, they had to do this VCF, which is the Virtual Championships of Fitness, during lockdown, because they had to bring money in somewhere. So they had that where they charge people like €20, and then they release the workout every 2 or 3 weeks. And at the end of it, they had a winner and stuff like that. And I came second overall in that, and or fourth. I'm second in the age group. I might have been fourth overall, and that qualified me for the World Championships out of lockdown. And then that's when it really kind of started getting serious then.
I can already see the little glint in your eye there when the extra competitive edge kicked in. It was like, oh, there's something here.
Yeah.
Well, you were getting phone calls then to compete going for world records at this stage.
Yeah, so then that was for the first event in London when they wanted to launch in London. So the thing has gone crazy. There was about 450 or 500 people at that first event in London. And I think it was just convenience, to be honest. I had raced the World Championship and I had talked a little bit because the sport was only new. I got kind of friendly with the guys who owned it over there. We had a few beers together, and Hunter was the big draw. He still kind of is the big face of the sport. And I wanted to bring him over to London to promote the thing. But this was like 10 days after World Championship. So he didn't fancy doing another event on his own. So he said, well, I'd prefer to do a doubles. Let's go for a doubles world record. And I think it was just handiness. They're like, Tom only lives in Ireland. We'll put him over. So they just said to me, will you come to London for the weekend, race with Hunter, set a world record, and then you can go home again after the race? I was like, okay, I'll do that.
What was that like with him doing the race with someone like that? Was it just like, I'm going to take a back seat and listen to him for strategy on like, because for people that don't know, when you do this, you have to run in line or like within 3 meters or something of your partner for the 1K. But then you have 1,000 meter in a ski, because you can break that up however you want. Like, so it's not just a 50-50 kind of deal. It could be depending on who's faster or slower.
You can do 5 200s or 4 250s or whatever. At the time, I was still a better runner than Hunter. So the plan was actually that I would take the pace on all the runs and he would just sit on me. And then when we got to the stations, we'd basically talk about how we felt. Like, we started off with 4 250s on the ski, and we did 50-50 on the sled push, sled pull. And then after that, it was basically on the runs, we would talk and say, well, how are you feeling? Do you want me to start the station or will you start the station? And that was kind of the way it went. We ended up doing like 50 minutes and 12 seconds, but neither of us had ever thrown a 6 kilo wall ball. So in the pro race, you throw a 9 kilo ball, but in the men's open doubles, you throw a 6 kilo ball. So it sounds like it should be easier, but it was actually harder because we weren't used to how it dropped compared to how it dropped. Like, because gravity plays such a role in that station, it drops a lot slower. So the very first wall ball, I picked the wall ball up and I threw it over the rig. So you had every person like in the hall gathered around watching us. All these cameras are on us, and I pick up the ball and I throw it over the rig and have to run around, pick it up, come back again, and start again.
It's like a pro basketball player just missing the entire rim with a free throw shot, just an air ball on it.
Yeah. Like they were bigging it up. They had all the MC guys saying, "Oh, come over to the wall ball. You see the two lads going to set a world record."